Hi, my name is John Moore, and I am the Chief of Wahoo at Brains on Fire. Brains on Fire is an agency that helps companies tell better stories. We help companies tell better stories through their current evangelical customers. In some ways, we help to build marketing movements. Brains on Fire is located in Greenville, South Carolina, which in itself is a community, thus we know community. My favorite disruptive hero is Lisa Denny Compton. This question is actually fascinating because it's really someone who has come into your life and has changed it, that has altered the direction of your life. Lisa changed my life dramatically. I cannot imagine where I would be today if back in 1995 she didn't hire me into Starbucks. I didn't have a lot of experience. I had a lot of passion though. Lisa managed to see that I had the passion, that I had the drive. She could teach me things, but she took a major risk in hiring me at that time. And the risk beyond me being or not having experience was, especially at that time, I had a wicked good stutter. I still stutter today. I'm on really good behavior right now. But at that particular time, I was interviewing with lots of companies. And I know full well that when you have two equal candidates, a candidate that talks fluently and a candidate that stutters, the stuttering candidate is just not going to get the job. I understand that. And so Lisa took this risk on two ends, hiring someone who didn't have a lot of experience, but then on top of that, hiring someone whose job at that time was going to be spending about 95% of his time on the telephone. And for a stutterer, the telephone is like a deathbed. But she took that chance. Lo and behold, I have found ways to cope, to minimize the stutter. And my life today has been forever changed because of one person taking a risk that disrupted my life in such a positive, dramatic way. I have been given so much, and people have taken a chance. That's why if someone just contacts me out of the blue, just wanting to talk, wanting some advice, if I can pass off anything, I'm going to do that. So I definitely feel as though I have to give back because so many folks have given so much to me. And I also feel, though, where giving someone a chance, knowing that looking beyond what you see on a piece of paper, but hopefully looking into a bit of their heart and say, what are their intentions? And knowing if they have good intentions, I'm going to find a place to hopefully set them up for success. My favorite disruptive change is beer. Craft beer in America. Think back. I mean, we all know that there were the major beer companies, Budweiser, Miller, and Coors. For so many millions of Americans, that's all they will even consider drinking. For so many decades, that was basically all that you had. But the American craft beer scene has disrupted the beer world. The big brewers, their sales have plateaued, flatlined, or declining slightly. American craft beer is on the upswing. Double-digit growth for I can't tell you how many years. One thing that I find amazing about how disruptive that has become, when I travel to Belgium, and I'm a beer geek, when I go to Belgium and I go to some of the top beer bars in the world, the folks behind the counter, the folks behind the bar are gaga over American craft beers, more so than the Belgian brewed beers. And that just lets me know that something unbelievably great happened. To why craft beer has disrupted my life in a certain way is creativity and innovation. From a standpoint that there are beers today that are being barrel aged, not just in whiskey barrels, but wine barrels, rum barrels. It is brewers that are saying, wait a minute, what could go in beer besides the typical ingredients? Then go, wait a minute, cocoa nibs. We'll do some cinnamon. How about some habanero peppers in a beer? To me, so the moral of the story is, even if you are in a staid type of industry, find ways to show creativity. Find ways to sit there and say, wait a minute, let's change this up. Let's start talking about what if as opposed to what is. The disruptive change that I am struggling with and have been technology. It's great to have this. It's fabulous. But I don't know if the smartphone is making me dumber. I really don't know, because all of a sudden I can download an app that tells me when I should change my air filters. I don't need an app for that. I've got a brain. I can use this right here. I know I'm going to change it every couple of months. I just know it. I don't have to have something that beeps to tell me that. Digital stuff is something that I am struggling. I use digital. I love it. Books. I'm a business book geek. But I want to actually use a book. I want to highlight the book. I want to dog-ear pages. I want to write my notes in the columns. I want to take the back page of there, write down thoughts that I have. Haven't been able to solve that for a digital book. Music. I still buy CDs. I love having the jewel case displayed. I don't like going through the album flow cover. It's just not the same. I like the tactile feel. So really the disruptive change that I struggle with, granted, I use, but I struggle in how I use it and how much I use it, is all this technology.